I want to start by saying God always introduces himself with miracles and then he follows it up with method. And if you could remember that, it would do great for us because God is always on almost everything. He's on a two-step program. It's always about two things. God never stops with one. Very rarely he stops with one step. It's about a two-step. That means continue. He's a God of continue. Be consistent. Be committed. This is how his style is. So he introduces himself with a miracle, and then he introduces the method. That's an important thing to remember, because the church has got herself stuck with the miracle and refuses to look at the method, and hence the church reels around miracles, and hence people run after miracles. They want the show. They do not want the one who is showing. They do not want the one who is the shower. They want the show. They want all, you know, fancy, all kind of stage effects. They forget that behind it there is a purpose. And so, if we can remember this, that God is more interested in the method than in the miracle. The purpose of the miracle is to attract us, because we are all like children. Children like attraction. The church needs to teach the methods. That's very important. And so it's a church's duty to understand God's method or God's pattern in how He, wants to show Himself. So once He attracts the person, He puts the person on track. That's why Jesus said, make disciples. That's important, right? It's not just make converts. So you make a disciple. A disciple is a long, long walk, and he ends up in eternity. So you make a disciple. So once you're attracted, you come on track. Otherwise, you're finished off. That attraction is not going to last forever. So the church needs to find the method and teach the method. Okay. So I just thought I'd pick up two stories. We know these stories, and I try to tie it in. I'm using these stories because I never showed it in this light, so I show these stories. Okay, I've shown the same stories in a different light. I know that you know by now that everything in the Bible has got many dimensions, many facets to it. So let us see this in a different dimension. Go with me to the book of Genesis, chapter 27. Now, this is again coming back to the story of Jacob. You must have realized that many times we revolve around the story of Jacob. Did you realize why? Did you realize why? Did you realize why? Because, did you realize why? We revolve around the story of Jacob. Because we are all deceivers. So we have the very famous Jacob, but Jacob, in the background of this chapter 27, Jacob has stolen a blessing. He steals a blessing when God says, "Thou shalt not steal." But that's much later in the Ten Commandments. A blessing is eternal. A blessing is spiritual. A blessing is handed over by God Himself. A blessing is God's will. A blessing is God's purpose, A blessing changes the atmosphere, the circumstance, the situation. It has the power to bring out more than expected. That's a blessing. Now he is wanting all this, but he is using a deception. He used a deception. So he pre-programs, he saw the style of the brother. The guy comes always, famished, knowing that that's the weakest point of this fellow, weakest time of this fellow. He decided to cash in on that. He made the most tastiest meal, knowing that this guy will do anything for a meal. So, your blessing or the meal, and he swaps the meal and receives the blessing. That was what he did. Now the question is, why did God not stop it? Because it did not seem to be a very fair thing that he did. The reason is because we are all deceivers. I told you there's a method behind everything. We are all deceivers. In the filth of our imaginations, what are we reaching to? God saw that in the filth of his imagination, he's not saved, not salvation. He's not pulled out of the miry clay. In the filth of his imagination or his condition, he is still reaching out for the eternal. He wants the eternal. That's the point. He is not going towards the filth. He is not going towards wickedness. He is not going towards, pulling down the brother into the filth. But in all that he can imagine, it's all filth. He is reaching out to eternity. That's what God appreciated. While the same case with Esau, in the filth of all that he can do, he was not reaching out for eternity. He said, it's better for me to, instead of me dying out of hunger, it's better for me to give up the blessing. He did not want eternity. That was the difference. That's why God says, Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated. That's what he says there. So, in whatever our conditions are, if God is attracting us, we also attract God. God is attracted towards what we desire for. First principle. God is attracted towards what we desire for. If we desire for God things, we attract God. That's important. He likes it. He opens up to it. He turns around. Okay? So now, we have the situation where this man has stolen the blessing. We can use the word stolen, but if I'm looking at Brother Savio and I'm thinking, he'll say, see man, we are businessmen, we buy and we sell. We gave the bowl we gave him the dish. He gave us the blessing. It's like selling and buying. So why we call it stealing, correct? I don't know why we call it stealing. But actually, this man chose a weak movement in the other man. That is, when the other man is really, vulnerable, then don't do business principle. That's what it is called, stealing. That's the point. That's why he is called deceiver and stealer and conniver and all that. He chose the moment. He never told Esau in a fair time when Esau is full and he's full and everything. See, man, I'll give you this bowl of soup, give me of this. He didn't. He was an opportunist. God does not like those things, so he spells it out. So, in that sense, now this fellow, in the worst of his condition, is reaching out for God's best. And God has looked at this nature. Now, I want you to see another side of this picture and come to some understanding. When you come to chapter 27, the chapter starts by saying, Isaac was old. When Isaac was old, that means now many years have passed. For this story, many years have passed. When Isaac was old and his eyes were so big that he could no longer see. My. So, his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see. He called for Esau, his older son, and said, to him, "My son, here I am," he answered. Isaac said, "I am now an old man and don't know the day of my death." He doesn't know when he's going to die. He doesn't know when he's going to die, but he wants to die. "I don't know the day of my death, but I'm waiting to die. It's going to happen inevitably. Now then, get your weapons, your quiver and bow, and go out to the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessings before I die." Now, if you look at this the way I looked at it, I prefer to look at it from a different dimension for this study. The old man has been thinking about this for a long time now, because you can't see, your mind now is seeing what you can't see. Your mind's eyes are very powerful. Your mind's eyes see a lot. So, because he's now not distracted by seeing, his mind is seeing everything. And so he has played this out in his mind over and over and over again, and he's come to the conclusion that you lost your blessing because you craved after something you liked to eat. Now, you will get back that blessing if you give me something I like to eat. So, go and get going with it. Do something about it. I will try to rectify what you messed up. Go. You know how much you wanted that stuff to eat and you lost your blessing. Now you recognize how much I want this stuff to eat and you get your blessing. Go and get going and get this done. The old man, in his understanding, is trying to reinstate the boy. Again, we know the story. The mother intervened and he lost his blessing. 2 times in a lifetime is not easy to lose blessings over food. You will lose your appetite for life. 2 times you were cheated out of your blessings by your own people over food. So stupid. So sad. First time it was his fault. Second time he was innocent and he lost it. My question to you is, second time he should have got it. Now, what was the boy's fault?
His heart condition.
His heart's condition.
He was not seeking eternity.
Okay, for just the discussion's sake. But he listened to his father and ran out. No. Okay, let me get the blessing. So he thought, okay, now at least I can get the blessing.
Yeah.
Because remember, he came back and he cried so much. He wept aloud, he cried, he pulled out his hair. I'm just imagining his beard. Whatever. He came back and is like, anything careful. Anything at least. Will you bless my fingernails? Something. Nothing. You will be a servant to your brothers. Don't say that. You are worsening my condition. You will serve your. Tada, something good. Nothing. He cries and cries. So why? Why? Okay. So you see over here, God's method, if I can use this here, okay, from a different perspective. God's method is, don't try to set things right in your understanding. I have a method. That's why I always say, don't force anybody. No point. God is watching the heart. You have interest, you will show the interest. If you don't have interest, you will show it. If you have interest, you will make every effort. God is watching your efforts. And God, I tell you his method. Did you realize his method? I was telling this to somebody yesterday. Jesus said in Luke's Gospel, go to Luke's Gospel, this is very interesting. I've shown you this before, we'll see it again, we'll read it from the verse itself. And it is found in chapter. Chapter 16, sorry. Chapter 16. Chapter 16, verse 13. No servant, so first of all, we are here to serve. No servant can serve two masters. So I was telling this to somebody, and I'm sure I spoke it to you all, and I want to just remind us again because it's good to remember. This is the only case in all the scriptures, all the verses, all the 66 books, the only case, the only time when Almighty God, the Lord Himself, the creator of the universe, as per the book of Hebrews, He is the creator of the universe. Who? Jesus, Yeshua, the creator of the universe, puts Himself on the same platform with another master. Now, only in this situation. He says there is another master and we both are on the same platform. You see, God never shares His glory, but in this situation, He is sharing it. You cannot serve two masters. There's another master along with me. He's saying this. So no servant can serve two masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. So in the case of money, Yeshua is saying he is on the same platform as I am, on the same level as I am. As a master I am, as a master he is, money. Then he says, you will hate the one and love the other. In other words, to love me, you got to hate money. Now this is a very deep saying. He's saying, if you don't tell me that, okay, I don't love money. Do you hate money is what he's trying to ask. So he's saying, if you love me, you got to hate money. Now I was talking to somebody, I'll just show you what I'm saying. What is money? What you said is correct. There's one more thing that we forget. What is money? What is money?
Right.
Huh?
Equal to God. Status.
It's just there, like, Money equals luxury. You can never get luxury without money. Business class seat, cushion seat, leather covering, that's luxury. Without money, you'll never get it. Eye spoiling phones, iPhone, money, where it takes away your eye and says, I, that fellow, the Satan says, I am the phone. Phone is coming close to you. Telephone, phone. Close proximity. I have come close to you. Pay your money. Why is it called eye for eye? It's the eye gate that they are after. You see, words make differences. Nobody's looking at the spelling, they're looking at the word. What builds your world? It's the eye gate they are after. The whole world is going eye. I heard a preacher say, I wish they make eye underwear. What's wrong with you, man? Viewers, you're preaching on a pulpit and you're saying this. And this guy happens to be a leading preacher of a leading church with many in his church. And the whole camera is spanning them. Everybody's clapping. These guys are anyway. So, money is luxury. See it from a different dimension for this context. You cannot serve two masters. I am Yeshua, your rescuer from luxury. Now, will you hate luxury? I am pulling out my hair even as I am understanding this. You will either hate the one and love the other, or you will despise the one and hate the other. I mean, he's saying there is nothing in between. There's nothing in between. So I began to equate. Money will give you pushback, leather cushion, best seats, best positions, best foods, or whatever. It at least claims to. Best sleep. Sleep only God gives, right? Claims to, okay?
Yes.
Best walk. You can buy the best shoe, but you will not get the best walk unless you get the help from God. You see, so anyway, so money tries to claim these things. What does Yeshua say? Hate luxury. I will give you pillow-less sleep, address-less house. He said all these things. One garment for your whole life, seamless it will be. Nothing will enter you. That's my robe, seamless. Nothing will get to your heart. You see, seamless. He had a seamless garment. You want your whole wardrobe full. I am giving you seamless. I give you a donkey. You want a, Land Rover. This roars over the land. And your donkey. This is Yeshua. When you're tired, put out to deep waters. This is Yeshua. When you're cleaning your nets, leave it and come. This is Him. When you're hungry, I know you fellows, you're not talking about bread, because you're hungry.
I'm the bread of life.
But I am the bread of life. Give him something. No. Listen when I tell you to listen. In the storm, step out. Don't fear. Where's luxury? Either you will hate the one and serve the other, or you will not get this. God's method. God's method.